Okay, so I have been asked to make an overlay tutorial. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Here, let's go in and start off with a blank canvas. And I'm using PixArt right now. You can use like Pixelab or something else, but my way of making overlays is using PixArt because I like the grid snapping. It makes it way better to do. And you want to start by selecting crop and then going to 16:9. The 16:9 ratio is because the YouTube videos are in 16:9. That's why you want to select 16:9. Then you confirm it. Now you should see a blank transparent thing here, and a very easy way to get the size of your screen for a video is taking a screenshot of Dragon Ball Legends, which I have already done right here. Just taking a screenshot of any screen in Dragon Ball Legends, since it takes up the same amount of screen, or like it has the same exact screen size no matter where you are in the game, or like what screen you're on in the game, whatever it means. But yeah, you want to resize that to the point that it is currently, or you get this sort of thing where it's touching the borders, which is another reason why I use PixArt for this, because that is incredibly helpful. You get the center, the very center, and also it shows that you can't make it any larger without going outside of the border and dimensions of the screen. Okay, now what you want to do, or how I like to do it, is adding shapes here. Add these shapes, or add a square and then shrink it down. Move it across so that it is lined up with the side of the screenshot. Also, you want to make this thinner because you don't want a really huge line on the side of your video, or on the side of your screen. It looks tacky. Then you increase the size of it, and bam, you have one line. You want to keep these lines because they will come in handy later. Now you duplicate it and drag it on over to the other side to get the second line. Make sure it's, there we go. Get the second line. If you want, you can zoom in, make sure it's actually like properly in the right spot. That one wasn't in the right spot since it wasn't right next to it. There we go. I believe that's where it should be. Yeah, right there is good. And you also got to make sure it's the same on this side. If I can grab the thing, that is. If it would let me grab. Well, there's a reason for the undo being there. I love PixArt so much. It's such a very useful tool to make things with. Anyways, now that you've gotten that, you can get rid of the screenshot because you have the dimensions of your overlay. What I like to do is add this here, resize it, make it the same size as the old screenshot, and then push it down to the bottom layer. Also delete this extra layer because it's useless. You don't need it. Push it to the size, well, to the very bottom layer, words, and then you can make it black and resize if you need to. That's just gonna help you with, choosing the right assets and stuff. Speaking of assets, what I like to do to get the assets for my overlays, I go to DragonBallLegends.net. It is a Dragon Ball Legends database where it has just like pretty much anything you could want and need for overlays, banners, YouTube thumbnails as well. So yeah, you can use that website and you grab assets from the characters. For example, there is Gogeta here. And I'm going to use him for the overlay, obviously, because I'm a Gogeta fan. What I like to do is resize it. I like to resize the character and try to position them in the right spot so that I'll just, sort of know where I want each asset to be. Maybe you could even rotate them, but I just like to put them in a spot and then move them down below the black rectangle, because that will get in the way. And to make things even more interesting, you want to have another character on the other side. And I'm going with Broly this time. It's Gogeta versus Broly overlay. Yes, this is the purple Broly. This is purple transforming Broly. You don't have to use these same exact characters as me, by the way. You can use whatever characters you want. And I'm gonna push him down here below the black rectangle. I'm also gonna put him further up here because there's a specific reason for this. Don't worry. I just gotta grab the right Broly asset. There it is, and boom. I have so far have something that's close to a Gogeta Broly versus Broly, overlay. However, I'm not done yet. I'm not close to done yet because we still have to add the effects. And what I like to do, as I already said, just go to Dragon Ball Legends database. When you find the characters, you will also be able to get the effects for the characters. For example, there's this Broly effect that I want to put on Broly. You want to resize it, make it the same size as Broly, and push it down. Down the layers. Hang on, let me resize that. There we go. And another thing I like to do is change the blend mode so we can get, get extra lighting on it, because it looks nicer that way. And there's also a couple more effects I want to use, such as this one from the new green Broly. Just use that, push it down like usual, and blend. Already looks kind of cool, right? Another thing you can do is add a background to it. What I'd recommend is setting this to whatever size you want. I choose 16:9 because that's the size of this on the side. The second 16:9. Choose that, push it all the way down, and bam! We have the Broly side nearly finished. I'm not completely done with that yet, but we will get back to it. Now it's time for the Gogeta side. For the Gogeta side, I want to do something special. Ignore the Black Flash assets that I clearly have created and edited. I want to get Goku and Vegeta on Gogeta's side. Behind him, of course, because that makes it look cooler. There's Goku, and I'll put Vegeta at the bottom right. Perfect. Now Goku and Vegeta are on Gogeta's side of the overlay. Some more things that you can do is just add extra stuff. For example, I could add Broly in the back here. And just change the opacity. And bam, we have a Broly in the back. The overlay obviously isn't done just yet, because there's still more effects to put on Gogeta's side. So we're gonna do that now. And because I'm a little bit obsessed with Gogeta doing a Black Flash, we'll have those effects on the Gogeta side. Just let me get right to that. Okay, now it is time to add the effects on Gogeta's side. Since Goku and Vegeta are there, I wanna add their aura. So what I do is just drag this all the way to the bottom, behind Goku and Vegeta, and bam, they have their aura now. And now it's time to make Gogeta look super sick. By that I of course mean giving him the Black Flash, because I cannot get enough of this Gogeta's pose and how it looks like he has a Black Flash. Let me just... Anytime you see the limit for items exceeded, and just press the check mark. Let's give this Gogeta a Black Flash. Never mind, hang on. I have a workaround against this, or workaround this, rather. Words. Can't really speak. Pixar is really annoying because there's only a limit of 10 items you can do. But since all of the assets are going to be above Gogeta, what you can do, or like if the assets are going to be on the top layer, you can hit save. It'll download it to your gallery. Then you close it. Close out. You can save the draft if you want, but I never really choose to do so. Then, go to crop, 16:9 once again. What was that? Whatever. Okay. You can grab the same photo. Resize it. This only works if you don't have a background, so I can't really edit the Broly one that much anymore, but the Broly one's fine. That's how I want it to look. Gogeta, however, he still doesn't have the right effects and stuff. So, you can redo this. Redo the black rectangle. Or you're gonna want to redo the black rectangle. Change color. There we go. Also, of course, resize it so that it's not protruding past the white lines. There we go. Now it's time to make Gogeta have a Black Flash, because it's so cool. Honestly, I can't get enough of it. And yeah, at this point, you just add whatever asset you want to add to the overlay, which is what I'm doing right now. And I have custom Black Flash assets that I edited of like Dragon Ball Legends assets that I saw. So yeah, just gonna keep editing this. Give Gogeta his rightfully deserved Black Flash. And another thing you can do here is just blend it so that it adds. There we go. And bam, Black Flash Gogeta is now done. Let me just adjust this a bit. It's not blocking anything. And there's only one more thing you really need to do. And that is I don't know, honestly. The last thing you need to do to make an overlay is adding a signature, or not really a signature, but like, you know, the name of it, of like whose channel it is. You know, since it's my channel, I'm obviously gonna have Overhex. Since it's my channel, I'm obviously gonna have Overhex as the name. Oh, and also, there's another thing you can do if you want. You can like change this, put on an effect. I like to use HDR2 for mine because it makes it look more high definition, and I like the high definition look to it. You change the saturation and such, blur effect, you know, all of the good stuff. And just look at that. Look at how much better that made the oops. Let me just undo that real quick. There we go. How much better that made the overlay. Also, Broly kind of disappeared after I did that, so I gotta add him back. My neck hurts. I'm just... I don't know why it hurts, but it does. Let me put you all the way at the back. Also delete this because it's worthless. And bam! The Gogeta side is nearly finished. Now you just need to grab a background. As for backgrounds, honestly, I'll just use the same one as Broly's. It's a Dragon Ball Super Broly thing, you know? Why not use the same sort of background? They both transformed in the area too, so it makes sense. Drag it down all the way to the bottom, and bam! That is the Dragon Ball Super Broly overlay that I've created. And now, like I said, my way of doing it is by adding my name to it, you know? You're gonna want to add a name because, like, you know, people need to know who you are. And so that people will know who you are, you add your name. As I said. I never really choose an exact font. But I do tend to like the, where is it? Orbiton or Orbitron font. It just looks really neat to me. I like it. I like how it looks. It's cool. Oh, and you might want to redo the white lines because sometimes the white lines just get deleted, basically. They get overshadowed. You never really want that because it kind of messes up the overlay. Or it really messes up the look. Can I grab this line, please? Oh my god. This godforsaken phone. Nope. Don't select Gogeta. I don't want to move him. Okay. Why does this one look bigger? No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah. And there you have it. That is how you make a Dragon Ball Legends overlay. Yeah, it's actually that simple. Oh, and also, if you want to make your name more, you know, clear, you can add a little bit of a line underneath it. Another thing I like to do here is make it a gradient line because that just looks clean. You can add a border if you want, but the way I do it is usually by actually like having lines around it, but the border still looks fine. But yeah, anyways, that is the tutorial on how to make a Dragon Ball Legend style overlay, or rather an Overhex style overlay. There's probably more tutorials out there on how to make better overlays, but that's just how I do it. And, you know, I was asked to make a tutorial, so yeah, might as well. You can put anything you want on the other side. I just like to have my name on the right side. That's it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, or hope this is helpful. Anyways, yeah, Overhex out.